So you thought Antifa, the group that assaults wheelchair users and violently attacks people for having a different opinion, couldn't damage its own brand any further? Well, think again. During a protest against a Mike Cernovich speech at Columbia University, Antifa demonstrators marched behind a banner that said, "No white supremacy, no Mike Cernovich, and no pedo bashing."
Our streets! Our streets! Our streets!
With the logo of Antifa alongside the logo of NAMBLA, the North American Man-Boy Love Association, a paedophile advocacy group. So let me get this straight. You advocate violently assaulting people for exercising their First Amendment rights, and you also advocate defending people, presumably with physical force, who molest children. Yeah, good luck resonating with that message. No wonder you guys are so obsessed with blocking cameras.
We got to fight back! We got to fight back! Mike Cernovich, man! We got to fight back! White supremacy!
You can block my camera, just don't touch me. Don't touch me, don't touch me. You can block me, just don't touch me.
Oh, and they also said Cernovich would be assassinated soon, because they're nice like that.
Well, welcome to everybody, especially the people who haven't realized that you can only talk to 50 people that I like, or you can throw a fit and run it, and I'll talk to millions.
You piece of shit.
And then I can talk to millions. You're my intern.
Fuck you.
You are my marketing intern. Thanks to you, I will get millions of people watching my message. So thank you very much.
And for those claiming that someone else gave them the sign, doesn't even matter if they did. Either they chose to march behind it, or they didn't even read what they were advocating. Oh, someone might have pulled a false flag against Antifa to make them look bad. Boo-hoo! Cry me a fucking river. They're a bunch of scumbags who attack innocent people. Who cares? But see how rapidly the leftist media rushed to Antifa's defense yet again. The same media that says nothing about the numerous fake hate crimes used to smear Trump and his supporters. But should we really be surprised that Antifa is embracing pedophilia? More mainstream elements of the left have been embracing pedophilia for years. Hollywood is run by pedophiles and they're being exposed one by one every single day. Yet the media still runs defense for child molesters like Kevin Spacey. Left-wing celebrities all worship and defend fugitive pedophile Roman Polanski.
Yes, Roman Polanski. I'm very sorry that he's in jail.
Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign had a predatory sex offender right at its core. Salon.com gave a platform to a pedophile to argue that it was all just a misunderstood sexual preference, and produced a dreamy puff piece profile where he fantasized about molesting kids.
I took on a regular babysitting gig. She was 5. She was a precocious girl. She was advanced for her age. She was also very independent. A lot of my fantasies actually revolve around little girls who are in some way more powerful than I am.
The New York Times publishes articles saying pedophilia shouldn't even be a crime. Elements of the left embrace pedophilia because they're degenerate scum who don't have any morals or principles. So save me the moral grandstanding when you accuse Mike Cernovich of framing Antifa for being pro-pedophilia. It just doesn't wash. Who, by the way, are also meeting with Islamic jihadists because they share the same goals. So Antifa has literally aligned itself with pedophiles and terrorists, while chastising their own supporters for being white.
I put myself at risk of arrest all the time. You're pathetic. You should write your credentials on a giant board for us.
Because you're still white. You're still responsible. This is your fault. You're inherently racist. It's in your blood. It's in your DNA.
While bragging about using AK-47s to kill conservatives.
Okay, you're gonna take the knife. How much of a even you gun?
I have like on the border between just a regular rifle and an assault weapon and a sawed-off style shotgun.
And then I've got a handgun. Yeah, and the other gun. Got 2 AKs coming.
Given the amount of people in the media and on the left who all embraced Antifa and punch a Nazi after Charlottesville, do you think any of them are starting to regret it?
Everybody. People like me were fake news. She is real news. How when he was down, when somebody, he goes on Fox News and he talks about how bad Russia is, and how the U.S. needs to do more against Russia, he takes money from the Ukrainians. He's a registered agent. Does somebody want to tell me why a registered prop agent for the Ukraine? And I don't care where you guys come off on Crimea or anything. I'm not getting into the details, but isn't that relevant? Well, aren't you being paid to agitate against Russia? Well, if you're being paid to agitate against Russia, maybe you ought to disclose that. He doesn't do it. And here's a checkmate for CNN and all the rest of the media. This is Fox News guy. Why aren't they covering the story? Because it's Fox News. Why don't you make them look bad? Well, that is because they're all in the take. They're all taking money. Even though they all want Harvey Weinstein. Right in this room we have people who want to commit genocide against white people. So now, would it be fair to say, do I use hyperbole? Do I use satire? Do I use literary devices? Yes. I would encourage people to read some classical literature and familiarize themselves with the great tradition of Western literature, and then maybe you'll understand these literary devices better. Well, welcome to everybody. There's way more interracial crimes by blacks against whites than there is actually whites against blacks, and this is a statistical. This is a DOJ fact. It's not even disputable. So you would definitely want to check your facts more, and if fake news did a better job of educating people, then you would know this stuff. I know about, right? Is that the kind of thing CNN should be saying? There's violent stuff and Molyneux's and Watson's and everybody else. You have to be fearless, and you have to have courage, because people are going to hate your guts. And to do what I do for a living, you have to have a certain lack of inhibition, because if you had inhibitions, there's no way in the world you would do what I do, because it's pretty reckless. Not journalistically, but I just mean in terms of people up there want to kill me, you know. There are easier ways to make a living. We're going to have a happy hour, I think. Yeah. Wait. Raise your fist. Raise your fist. In solidarity. When Black Lives Matter. All lives matter.